Hi, I'm Zach. I'm the head route setter here at Collingwood as of recently. So my job is basically directing the vision of the set and making sure that what comes up on the wall when you climb it is good, safe, fair.
And I know you've been working at Urban for quite a long time. So
Yeah.
you want to tell me a bit about how you got into route setting?
Yeah, so I've been working at Urban for a while now, maybe like 8 years. I started at Urban as a youth coach, coaching like little kids, and then moved up to coaching more high-level youth athletes. Eventually, an opportunity came to apply for the wall prep team when I was about 18 or 19. And then I joined the wall prep team, went through my training as a route setter in Brisbane.
Nice.
Yeah, then did setting for 2 years in Brisbane, around the Brisbane gyms, then moved here.
And I know now you've been training to be a head route setter.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell me a bit about how that process is going and how your job has changed now that you have that new role?
Yeah, so I'd say the main difference is where my focus is on a set day. So when I was just setting, my focus was really on my own boulders and maybe being a producer of boulders, trying to get more up and assuring that everything that I put up myself is a standard that I would be happy with. Now it's a bit shifted into a more global, overall.
Because you have to oversee other people as well.
Yeah. It's been a new experience, directing the team, being a better communicator about what my ideas are so that we can go through the full process of my ideation to bringing that idea to the team to ideating with the team into actually producing a final set.
As a head route setter, does that mean you have to do more planning?
Yeah, I'll do a plan. Generally at the start of the rotation, I'll have a bit of a plan for how I want the whole gym to look and feel, and making sure that every circuit is getting its time in the sun. And then when it comes to individual sectors, it's about planning what is the theme of that sector. And then often it's coming up with an idea that's gonna inspire the team to create something fun and interesting and is going to provide a challenge for them so that they don't get burnt out, essentially.
That's cool. So when you're thinking about themes, obviously it's not just what you want to do. You also have to think about what everyone else wants to do and what's interesting.
Yeah, it's about that, what people will find interesting, but also I think it's really important that I'm sharing all of my experience of climbing. I've been climbing for 12 years, and making sure that the things that I love about climbing, especially climbing outdoors, and also I have a comp climbing background, are being represented in all of the circuits, and people who climb in the gym, no matter what circuit they're climbing, will discover something that I love about climbing in it, and the rest of the team loves about climbing.
That's true. I know you were talking about different themes and stuff that you've
Yeah.
done. I know for individual sets you'll have a particular theme.
Yeah.
For a whole gym rotation you'll have a particular goal or vision as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of the themes and rotation goals that you've had?
Yeah. So yeah, maybe the most obvious one for today is I came in with the theme of we're going to create a very outdoorsy set, in that it's like requiring, and at least that's where we draw inspiration from. And those sector sets, they can be a little more specific, like this is a replica day, or this is a comp sector, or like we're gonna build out the slab and we're gonna create like some really no-hand slabbing. But when it comes to the entire gym overview, it becomes a bit more broad. So lost sector or lost rotation was kind of trying to push this idea of having like pocket density, where you have a lot of climbing and then a big feature climb. I called that the giants and the ants. I think in the end, just because of my like inexperience as a head setter, like didn't really get to push that idea in the way that I fully wanted. But yeah, that's the type of thing.
When you're coming up with themes like that, like
Yeah.
themes with particular set days or rotation themes, where do you get the inspiration?
There's no one place in particular I would say that I draw my inspiration from, but definitely a lot of my inspiration just comes from like my experience as a climber, and I do spend a lot of time in Garrowweird climbing on rocks and just like running around on rocks and being outside, so I definitely draw a lot of inspiration from there.
And yeah, I guess more specific question about yourself.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite style of climb that you like to set?
Yeah, my favorite style to set is like foot quarto, running, full body quarto,
Really?
that type of thing. Mostly because it's like very fun to test and doesn't require a lot of like impact on the body really, and you can just keep doing it over and over again, and it's like really addictive and you just want to stick the move.
Is it the same as your favorite style to climb?
I don't know if it is my favorite style to climb. Like definitely on some days I'm like, yeah, I love climbing this style. It's all I want to climb.
Yeah.
It's all I want to do. But I'd say mostly it's not the style I climb in mostly. I think my favorite style to climb is like decent holds, big moves, hard positions. Yeah.
On that note, is there a favorite climb that you've ever set, or a favorite set that comes to your mind?
Oh, I mean, it's funny, right? Like, maybe if you asked me like 3 years ago, I'd have a very clear answer on like climbs that I'm like really proud of. Now that I think back on them, like I'm always seeing ways that they could improve. But one boulder that I am very proud of was I don't know what year it was. Year I moved, 2023 maybe, Boulder Guild finals at Milton. Did this volume climbing, like pure blank volume erect climbing.
Cool.
For the women's final. Yeah, that was really fun.
Nice. I guess with a lot of the finals climbs, right, you get to be really creative.
You do. And I think probably the reason I am proud of this isn't necessarily, well, I think it looked like a great boulder. But when you set a finals boulder, you always have the feedback or like assessment from the athletes. And it seems very objective on whether it did its job or not. And in this case, I think it did its job really well. Sorry, I lied. I do have a boulder I'm very proud of.
Yeah, what is it? Oh, I think I know.
Yeah, the Collingwood Classic boulder from this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty happy
I was
with
there.
that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't there though.
No, I was there. I didn't climb it, but I was there. I'm going to go back a little bit. When you're setting, what are you taking into consideration? So, like, what are we trying to teach people? And, like, yeah, what is your attitude? What is the intention?
Yeah, so we're trying to teach people. Each boulder generally gets a brief, and that brief may be a feeling, it may be a type of movement, and yeah, that's going to change for the grade because some ideas, they just don't fit into lower grades, and some ideas are too simple for what I feel like our higher grade climbing should be. For example, I wouldn't set a triple paddle toe hook catch in purple.
Yeah.
In purple, across the gym, I will try to have different skills for each. And purple to me is still like you're fundamentally learning how to climb. And so I think like heel hooking, standing on your toes, smearing, these are like fundamental skills that need to be in purple across the entire circuit, as well as like different grip types. So like we need to have a purple that has some crimping because climbing involves crimping. And then as we progress into like harder and harder circuits, it's maybe becoming more detailed in that, yeah, we might need crimping, but do we need like steep crimping or do we need like face crimping? And yeah, making sure that all of these different styles and grip types and movement patterns are represented in each circuit.
Yes.
And also build on into the next circuit. So it's not good enough to just have, oh, we have a purple where you really have to stand on your toes and learn how to pivot at a purple level. Then I think we should also have a green level climb that tests a similar skill in a more advanced way.
Cool. And this is the last question. And this is probably the hardest question. What does climbing mean to you?
Yeah, climbing means a lot to me. It's a place where I found my community, where I've grown up. Yeah, in the climbing gyms is kind of like where I learned to talk to people, and it's taught me a lot about like persevering. And also, I think probably maybe the biggest understated point of climbing to me is how it teaches you to break down problems into smaller sections and then work on those sections.
Projecting, right? But
Projecting, but it's beyond projecting. It's just like, how can you take any problem? I remember when I was studying, the same way I would break down like a hard boulder is like how I'd break down a problem into its smaller pieces. What's not working about like this problem? What is working about this?
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's all my questions. Thank you so much, Zach. I appreciate you.
That's all right.
Anything else that you want to mention that I didn't ask, or anything you want to plug?
We all fall. Climbing's hard. Remember that.